Welcome back, Freedom Savers. Today, I'm making a special video about the Roth IRA. I'm telling you why you need to open a Roth IRA today, now, if you don't have one. I'm going to explain why the Roth IRA is the best investment vehicle that you could possibly invest in right now. Especially if you're young, the Roth is where you want to be. There are so many advantages to the Roth IRA over a normal IRA or even your 401k. You just have to open one. This should be a priority in your investing life, in your financial life. So let's get into it. All right, guys, I'm going to go over the basics of the Roth IRA, and it's really all you need to know. But if you're interested in more details and you want to do some research of your own, you can go straight to the www.rothira.com website, and it'll tell you all about the Roth. Now, as I said in my intro, this is the best investment vehicle that you have. And the reason I say that is this is the only investment vehicle that I'm aware of that allows you to invest your money and all of your gains, income, profit, dividends, growth, capital gains, everything that you get out of that investment is completely tax-free. The government keeps their hands out of it. The potential for this, especially if you're young, the potential for this is to make you a millionaire. The point here is, if you don't have a Roth IRA, you need to get one. If you are working and have an income, you need a Roth IRA. I don't care if you have a 401k at work, does not matter, you need a Roth IRA. So let's get right into it here. What is a Roth IRA? A Roth IRA is an individual retirement account. I'm sure you've heard of an IRA before, but the Roth is special because it's tax-free. It's also special in many other ways, like being able to withdraw all of your contributions at any time without penalty or taxes. So let me just go over the very basics. I'm going to run through a general description of the IRA for you, and then we'll go into some more details. The general description of the IRA is you open up an IRA with M1 Finance or Vanguard or Fidelity or Charles Schwab or whoever you want as a broker. I'm not super familiar with all of the other brokers. Vanguard is known for low fees, but you can also get all of Vanguard's funds and invest in those funds with M1 Finance or any other broker, or the majority of them anyway. I personally use M1 Finance. I love M1 Finance. It's new, it's growing, it's getting better and better as time goes on. The thing I love about M1 Finance, especially for your Roth, is that you have complete control over your account. You can pick funds, like you can pick Vanguard funds with low fees and set it and forget it, just like you can on any other brokerage. Or you can selectively pick stocks that you want to invest in. Or you can do both. You can invest in both ETFs and individual stocks. And you can set the percentages any way that you want. And you can change it anytime you want. Having a self-managed Roth IRA like that is powerful because you control what happens in that account. So now that we understand it's just a brokerage account for your retirement. The great thing about Roth compared to a normal IRA is in a normal IRA, you will put money into it before you pay taxes. So you won't pay taxes on the money that you put into a normal IRA. But later in life, most likely you're going to be in a higher tax bracket then, because you're probably making more money then. Later in life, you're going to withdraw from that IRA and you have to pay taxes at your tax rate at that time. So with the normal IRA, you put tax-free money that you haven't paid taxes on into it, and when you withdraw, you pay taxes on it. And it doesn't matter whether you're withdrawing the original money deposit or the growth on it, your capital gains and all that good stuff. With the Roth, you invest and deposit money that you've already paid income tax on. So you work, you make money, you already paid taxes on that money. Now you'll take that money and invest it into a Roth IRA. From there on out, it is tax-free. All of the capital gains, all the dividends paid, all the growth in that account, you will never pay taxes on. So later in life, when you're withdrawing from your Roth IRA, it'll be completely tax-free, and the government will not take a penny. Now, to show how powerful this is, and to show how powerful compounding interest is with no taxes. Here's an example. If you're 20 years old and you start putting in $5,000 a year and you do that for 10 years, 10 years, that's it. And then you stop. You don't contribute another penny to this account. So you deposited 50 grand, right? 5,000 times 10 years. If you don't ever deposit another penny into that Roth IRA at age 65, assuming an 8% interest rate, which the S&P 500 alone averages higher than that. If we go look in Google here and we just Google what's the S&P 500 average annual return over the past 90 years, the average has been 9.8%. So at 8% interest a year, at age 65, you'll have over $1 million. So you deposited 50 grand over a 10-year period and then never deposited another penny. At 65, you'd have over $1 million of tax-free dollars. This is tax-free. When you withdraw this $1 million, you still have $1 million in your pocket. The government doesn't take that. Now you figure out the government normally takes what, like for me it's like 40% of my damn income, but we'll just say the federal government only. We'll assume that you have no state taxes or nothing, none of these other taxes. We'll just say the federal government taxes. The highest tax rate right now, and it could be higher later, is 37%. So we're going to say the average, say that you're only making this. So we'll say 22%. So you take $1,070,000. They're going to take $235,000 from you in a normal IRA. So in a normal IRA, you would put this $5,000 a year in for 10 years, but you wouldn't be paying any taxes on this beforehand. This would be before tax money. So before taxes come out of your paycheck, this would go into your normal IRA. And then you'd have this much in there approximately. But when you withdraw, $235,000 of that is going to go to the government. In a Roth, that $1 million is all yours. All yours. This is the only, I will repeat this, and prove me wrong, guys. If you know of another investment like this that you can grow tax-free, let me know now. Put it in the comments. Tell me I'm full of crap. Please let me know. But this is the only investment vehicle that I'm aware of that allows you to not pay taxes on your capital gains. You can grow this and get dividends paid. You can buy and sell in it. No taxes. That is huge. That's $235,000 huge. Just for this example. Now imagine if you not only put that $5,000 a year in for 10 years, but you put it in for all the time up to 65. What is that? 45 years? 60, 50, yep, 45 years. Imagine how much money you will have in here. And at that, 5,000 isn't even the max. Right now, for most people, you can put in $5,500 a year. Starting next year, it's going to $6,000. So the maximum that you can put into a Roth is $6,000 a year. You do that until you're 65 or 55, you're going to have much more than $1 million. This is how easy it is to become a millionaire, guys. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of money, $5,000 a year, but even if you can't put 5,000, put 1,000. If you can just put $1,000 a year in there, you can still become a millionaire. You'll have to do more than 10 years, but you can still become a millionaire. Tax-free. That's huge. So one benefit of the Roth, and any IRA for that matter, is you actually have 15 months to contribute instead of 12. So there's only 12 months in a year, but you can contribute to last year's all the way up till April 15th, the tax filing deadline. So for 2018, I can keep contributing to my Roth IRA all the way until April 15th. So if you haven't maxed your Roth out at $5,500 for 2018, then all of your deposits, you should probably count towards 2018 instead of 2019 up till April 15th. That way you still have the complete $6,000 that you could contribute in 2019 after April 15th and all the way to April 15th of 2020. Now, what are the limits of a Roth? So the limits depend on your income and your filing status. This isn't going to apply to the majority of you because the majority of you are probably middle class. You're probably not making too much money. But if you are, congrats. There are plenty of investing opportunities out there for you. But contribution limits, if you are married, filing jointly, as long as you're making less than $193,000, you can contribute $5,500 this year and $6,000 next year. If you make over $193,000 but less than $203,000, then you can still contribute to a Roth IRA, but you can contribute less. And if you make more than $203,000, then you can't contribute to a Roth IRA. But if you're making that much, guys, you're probably not watching my video right now, and there are plenty of other investment vehicles for you. If you're married filing separately, just don't. Just don't, guys. If you're married, file jointly. There's so many advantages to it. Don't file separately if you're married. Anyway, back to the Roth. If you're married filing separately, your limit is $10,000. If you make more than $10,000 a year, you can't contribute to a Roth IRA. That's why you have to file jointly, among many other reasons that are advantageous to you. If you're single, as long as you make less than $122,000 a year, you can contribute the full amount, $5,500 for this year, 2018, and $6,000 in 2019. If you make over $122,000 but less than $137,000, you can still contribute, but you can contribute less. Now, there's one other caveat to this. If you make less than $5,500 or $6,000, then you cannot contribute more than you make. So if you earn income, you can only contribute up to as much earned income as you make. Say that you only make $3,000 this year, then you can only deposit $3,000 into your Roth IRA. You can't deposit up to that $5,500 max or $6,000 max because you didn't make that much. You have to actually earn that much income in order to deposit into the Roth. This isn't a problem for the majority of you, but it's good to know. Now, you're asking, but if I pull my money in a Roth, then, what if an emergency happens? Well, hopefully you have an emergency account or some emergency savings that you're not investing. But in case of an emergency, if something big happens and you have to withdraw some money, you can with a Roth. Here's the withdrawal rules, all right? The first big thing with Roth IRAs that is so advantageous over normal IRA, because you cannot do this with normal IRA. If you withdraw from a normal IRA, you are going to be penalized and penalized hard. You're going to pay taxes on it, and you're going to be penalized for withdrawing it early. Roth IRA, so here it is, the contributions. Contributions, let's define that. A contribution is how much money you deposit into the account. A contribution is not the growth in the account. So if you buy a stock at $500 and it goes up to $600, you have $100 there of growth. You cannot withdraw that, but you can withdraw the original $500. So contributions. So let's say that you deposit over a 2-year span $10,000. And your account gets paid dividends and the stock prices go up, so you're making a profit, and now your account is actually worth $15,000. At any time that you want, you can withdraw your original $10,000 that you invested without penalty. You will pay no taxes on it, and there will be no penalties, no fees for you to take it out. But you cannot take out The $5,000 over $10,000, you had $15,000 value, you cannot take the last $5,000 out without penalty and paying taxes, because that is your growth. Those dividends paid, the growth on your account from the value of your stocks going up, you cannot withdraw that $5,000 extra dollars. You could take the original $10,000, but not the rest of the $5,000, the extra $5,000. You can only withdraw what you deposit without penalty. If you were to withdraw more than what you've deposited, anything over that amount that you deposited will be taxed. You will owe taxes on it, and you will be penalized 10% of the amount. So the only time that you're going to be able to withdraw the growth on this is when you are age 59 and a half. That's when you can withdraw everything in this account completely free, no penalties, tax-free. And the only caveat with that is the account, your Roth IRA, has to be at least 5 years old. So if I'm 59 and a half years old and my Roth IRA, I just started 3 years before that, then I cannot withdraw any growth without penalty. The Roth IRA has to be, that account has to be 5 years old. That does not apply to contributions, only the growth. Whatever you deposit, you can still withdraw at any time. Does not matter whether the account's 5 years old or not. The only time it matters if the account is 5 years old or not is if you are over 59 and a half and then want to withdraw your growth, what you haven't deposited, but what you've earned from the investments. So the limits to a Roth really aren't that limiting. You can always withdraw whatever money you put in. So let's go over an example here. So let's say I deposit $5,000 this year. Next year, it's grown. I've been paid dividends. The stock prices went up. My account is worth $5,500. Now I only deposited $5,000, but my account has $5,500 worth of value in it now. Now say I lose my job or some emergency happens and I absolutely feel that I have to withdraw my money from this account. I can withdraw $5,000 of that $5,500 with no penalties and no taxes. But I cannot withdraw that extra $500 without penalties and paying taxes. Now let's go over a second example. I deposit the same $5,000 this year. Next year, we've had a stock market crash. My account's only worth $3,000. I've lost $2,000 in value. Now, I haven't sold my stocks yet, so I haven't actually taken a loss. But for example's sake, we'll say that my value is at $3,000. I originally deposited $5,000. Now an emergency comes up and I need money. I feel I absolutely have to. Now, you should never be withdrawing from your IRA, even your contributions, unless you absolutely have to in an emergency. Because those contributions are making you money. They're an investment. The longer they're out there, the more money it will make you. But back to the example. You absolutely have to withdraw money because you need it. But you've lost $2,000 in value. Well, you can withdraw all your money. You can withdraw all $3,000 because it's less than what you deposited. So all $3,000 technically counts as contributions. So you can withdraw all $3,000 tax-free, no penalties. You cannot do this with a normal IRA. You will be penalized. You will pay taxes. And the penalties are pretty steep. I'm not sure whether the normal IRA is 10% or more. I know for my 401k, if I withdraw more there, I'm losing about half of my money. So whatever I withdraw, they're going to take about half of it. It's at least 40% between taxes and penalties. Now, there are a couple exceptions to this rule. There is a first home purchase exception. So if you're buying your first home, you can actually withdraw up to $10,000 max at any given time in your life from your IRA account. And the second exception is college expenses. You can actually withdraw for college expenses without penalty. but from my understanding, you'll still have to pay taxes on it. So that's a bad deal. So long story short here, you need a Roth, and you need it now. If you work and have an income, I don't care if you're making minimum wage, you need a Roth. You need to be depositing something in there on a regular basis. Every paycheck, you put something in there. If you have to start out with something as low as $10, put $10 a paycheck in. But work on increasing that throughout the years. As you get raises, as you make more money, work on increasing that until you start maxing out that Roth every year. So starting next year, that's $6,000. You want to get to a point in life where you can max out this Roth every single year at $6,000 deposited. This Roth will set you up for your retirement. Now, I know a lot of you have 401ks at work. Here's what I suggest. Most 401ks, companies match certain contributions. So when you deposit up to a certain percentage, the company will match a certain percentage. I suggest, first, you contribute up to the percentage that the company will match. No more. Don't put more money into your 401k than what the company is matching. Always put as much in there as the company's matching. That is free money. You do not ever want to give up free money. Put as much into your 401k as the company will match. So for me, my 401k, my company matches up to 6%, but they only match half of that, 50% up to 6%. So I deposit 6% into my 401k because then I get all the full amount of free money I possibly can from the company match. After that, do not invest more in your 401k. First, max out a Roth IRA. You have to get a Roth IRA. Now, even if you have that 401k, set up a Roth. I don't care. Let's say that you're not making enough to max out your 401k at the company match level and contribute to a Roth IRA. Open a Roth IRA anyway. Your priority should still be the 401k until you get to company match. But until then, have a reoccurring deposit going into the Roth IRA. Even if it's even if it's $10 a paycheck, put that $10 a paycheck into that Roth. Then work on getting your 401k contribution up to the level where the company will match it. Once you reach the max amount that the company will match, stop putting any higher amount into your 401k. Just keep putting that amount, that match amount in there. Then work on increasing the amount you put into your Roth IRA until you can max out that Roth IRA every single year. That is how important this is. That is how good of an investment tool this is. And if you don't know anything about investing, if you don't want to know anything about investing and investing in stocks and what to pick within your IRA, depending on what brokerage you go with, you will have different options of funds to pick in your Roth. Vanguard's known for lots of low fee ETFs and funds. You can pick just like the VOO, the VOO ETF. That is the Vanguard S&P ETF. Basically, this is a fund of stocks that tries to have the exact same growth or loss as the S&P 500. So you can just pick funds and be fully diversified. You can pick, the S&P 500 fund. You can pick another fund, whether it be emerging markets or some other fund. Pick safe funds that are well diversified, which is all Betterment does, by the way. Don't pay for Betterment, guys. And they take a fee, and all they do is buy Vanguard funds. Just take my word for it. Watch my other video on why Betterment sucks. Don't do it. It's great if you have a small amount to invest, under $500 into your Roth. Set up a Roth with them. Great. Have a deposit going in. Once you have over $500, move that crap over to M1 Finance or somewhere else. Anyway, sorry, got sidetracked. You can invest in funds such as this one that will give you full diversity. So you'll be invested in all sectors of stocks, and you'll be trying to match the index of the stock market, which is perfectly fine, as remember, the S&P 500 average was like 9.8%. Later, when you want to invest in individual stocks, when you want to own a certain company, or you want to get more return and concentrate and learn more about investing so you can get a better return, then you can learn more about investing in individual stock. And that's why I suggest M1 Finance, because you have total control over that account and what your investments are. You don't have to pick from a limited selection of funds. You can put whatever stocks you want into that, and you can invest both in funds and stocks at the same time. You have full control over that account. That is what's called a self-managed Roth IRA. Self-managed Roth IRAs are the absolute best, because you can change it at any time you want and make sure that you're investing in exactly what you want. If you've watched any of my videos, you know what my Roth IRA looks like. I have 100 stocks in my pie in M1 Finance, and I have 1% of all my deposits going into every one of those. So out of 100 stocks, every one of them has a weighting of 1%. You can have, now I don't suggest 100 stocks. I suggest either an ETF or multiple ETFs, or if you don't want to pay those fees and you actually want to learn about investing, then you can pick individual companies with a long history of stable returns. I actually recently just put together a starter portfolio of individual stocks for my son, and I'll share that portfolio with you down below. If you just want a starter portfolio and you're brand new to investing and you want to open up a Roth, because you should have a Roth. I can't repeat this enough. You need a Roth. You need a Roth. You need a freaking Roth now. If you work, you need a Roth. If you have an income, you need a Roth. All right. So if you just want to open a Roth and you want to invest in good, stable companies with a long history of growth and dividend payments, because I'm a dividend investor, guys, then I'll post my starter portfolio for you down below in my description. I'll put a link, and I'll probably even put it in the comments for you. And you're welcome to use that portfolio and change it any way you like. You can pull companies you don't like out, put companies you like back in there. You can add ETFs in there and only put a small amount in these and a lot in your ETFs, or however you like. Do whatever you want with it, but I'm going to put it down there for you guys. If you just want to get started and you want a decent portfolio of stocks that's well-rounded and diversified in different sectors, and they're long-term stable companies, I'll put that down there for you. Open up your Roth IRA with M1 Finance, use that pie, modify it however you like, and you'll be set. The other important thing about Roth, the reason you need to start now, today, not tomorrow, not next year, now. I don't care if you just put $10 in it, guys. $10 a paycheck. I don't care. You need one. I'm telling you, you need one now, because you cannot make up for lost time. You have a limit of how much you can deposit into a Roth every single year. You cannot make up for that the next year. So if I don't start my Roth, which I didn't, by the way, until 48 years old, I have lost 30 years of potential investments and returns and growth. I cannot go back. I cannot deposit more than $5,500 in 2018 just because I didn't deposit in 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014. I can't deposit more. That time's lost. That opportunity is gone. I no longer have the opportunity to deposit that amount of money into my Roth because I missed it. That's why you need to start now. You do not get to make up that time. So, first priority, open a Roth IRA. Have a minimum deposit of like $10 a paycheck. Then, make sure that you're maxing out your company's match on your 401k if you have one. Then, concentrate on putting as much money as you possibly can into your Roth IRA. And I mean as much as you can until you start maxing it every single year. It is that important. It will make you a millionaire, especially if you're young. If you are in your 20s, you can be a millionaire when you retire. almost guaranteed. Now, the market will fluctuate. It goes up and down. It also depends on what you invest in, of course. But be smart. Invest in long-term ETFs or learn about investing on my channel or any other channel. Do your research and invest wisely. So to summarize all this information I just gave you, the Roth is the best investment vehicle that you could possibly have. If you don't have a Roth and you have an income, open a Roth today. Right now. I don't care if it's with M1. I don't care if it's with Vanguard. I don't care what brokerage you pick. I don't care if you open it with Betterment. I don't like Betterment because they take a fee, and I don't feel that what they do for that money is worth it. But open a Roth IRA, even with Betterment, with any of them. That's the point I'm making here. This whole video is open a Roth IRA. If you do not have a Roth IRA right now, but you have a job, open a Roth IRA. Set up an automatic payment to it, whatever you can, at least $10 every paycheck. And concentrate on growing the amount of your deposits until you can max out that Roth every year. It may take you 5 years. It may take you 10 years. I don't know how much you make. I don't know what your potential is to make money in the future, but that is your goal. This is tax-free money. Don't let this opportunity go by you. Every year that you don't have a Roth, every year that you don't invest in a Roth is a year of time lost that you cannot make up. Get a Roth. Get a Roth now, guys, today. If you don't have one, get one. If you're not maxing it out, try to get to that point. That's it, guys. That's all I got to say. This is so important. All right, guys, that's it. I'm done. I'm done preaching. I'm done preaching. Get a Roth. I'm done preaching. Take care, guys. I hope you're all doing great. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you liked the video, hit that like button for me. If you want to hear any specific type of information, anything that you're interested in, you have any questions, just drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions on this video or any other video I've made. And if you know anyone else that might be interested in this video, please be sure to share it on your social media and share the knowledge. Thanks, guys.